There's some renewed concern over a population of hybrid pig boars from Canada.
Before we were even born. So by the time me and Cody were around, we had all of these beautiful animals that we were able to grow up alongside.
Just like scientists mix chemicals in the lab to create groundbreaking discoveries, nature sometimes combines different species to produce rare, astonishing hybrids. These unique crossbreeds result from both natural encounters and human ingenuity, leading to some of the most unexpected and mesmerizing creatures on the planet. From the peculiar Beefalo to the downright bizarre Pumapard, these strange hybrids will leave you spellbound. Here are the 20 rarest crossbreed animals in the world. Number 20. The Kama. In the dusty deserts of Dubai, an extraordinary experiment took place in 1998 that would forever alter our perception of camels. From the crossbreeding of a male dromedary camel and a female llama, the Kama was born. The goal was to combine the size and strength of camels with the wool production and social nature of llamas, creating an animal that could potentially thrive in arid climates while also providing valuable fiber. Kamas typically exhibit a blend of traits from both parent species. They often inherit the long legs and cloven hooves of llamas, combined with the large body size and humped back characteristic of camels. Their wool can vary in texture and quality, influenced by the llama's fiber-producing abilities. Kamas require a diet similar to that of llamas, consisting of grasses, hay, and occasional supplements. They are adapted to grazing on sparse vegetation, much like their camel ancestors, and can withstand harsh desert conditions. Kamas generally weigh up to 600 pounds and stand around 6 feet tall at the shoulder. Kamas are sterile hybrids, meaning they cannot reproduce. They have been bred experimentally to explore their potential in wool production and as pack animals, highlighting human innovation in creating new animal hybrids for specific purposes. Number 19. Iron Age Pig. If you're wondering what the mixture of a wild, robust animal like a boar and a domestic pig would look like, then this is what you're looking at on the screen. The Iron Age pig is an intriguing blend of strength and adaptability. This combination was created by breeders to emulate the characteristics of ancient pigs from the Iron Age period. Iron Age pigs inherited traits from both the wild boar and the domestic pig. They tend to be more robust and have a wilder appearance compared to typical domestic pigs. They often have a thick, bristly coat, similar to that of wild boars, which provides protection against harsh weather conditions. Their physique is more muscular and athletic, reflecting the wild boar's influence. Iron Age pigs had foraging habits akin to those of their wild boar ancestors. They can thrive on a diet of roots, tubers, fruits, and various other plant materials, along with grains and other supplements provided by humans. This adaptability makes them suitable for diverse farming systems, including free-range environments. Iron Age pigs typically weigh between 100 and 200 kilograms, depending on the specific genetic influences and environmental conditions. They possess a blend of the wild boar's hardiness and the domestic pig's manageable temperament, making them resilient and relatively easy to care for. Number 18. Beefalo. The Beefalo is a hybrid resulting from the crossbreeding of domestic cattle and American bison. This hybridization is entirely a human-made creation, dating back to the late 19th century, when early attempts were made to combine the desirable meat qualities of cattle with the hardiness and adaptability of bison. The first successful Beefalo crossbreeds were achieved in the mid-20th century through controlled breeding programs aimed at creating a more efficient meat-producing animal for ranching purposes. Beefalo typically inherits a mix of traits from both parent species. They often exhibit the large size and muscular build of bison, combined with the more docile temperament and certain meat-producing qualities of cattle. Their appearance can vary, but they generally have a thicker coat than purebred cattle, sometimes displaying a hump similar to that of bison. Beefalo are primarily grazers, consuming grasses and other vegetation typical of both bison and cattle diets. They are well adapted to a variety of climates and habitats, reflecting their hybrid vigor and the hardiness inherited from bison. Adult Beefalo may weigh up to 1,500 pounds and stand around 6 feet tall at the shoulder. Interestingly, Beefalo are known for their leaner meat compared to traditional beef cattle breeds, while still maintaining a distinct flavor profile influenced by their bison ancestry. This makes them popular among ranchers and consumers interested in sustainable and flavorful meat options. Number 17. Jag Lion. The Jag Lion is a rare and captivating crossbreed between a male jaguar and a female lion. Unlike many hybrid animals, Jag Lions typically occur in captivity rather than in the wild. The first documented Jag Lion was born at Bear Creek Wildlife Sanctuary in Ontario, Canada, in 2006. This hybrid was the result of an unexpected breeding between a black jaguar and a lioness. Physically, Jag Lions typically exhibit a blend of characteristics from both jaguars and lions. They may inherit the muscular build and tawny-colored coat of a lion, often with faint rosette patterns similar to those of jaguars. This unique combination makes them visually striking and distinct from either parent species. They are generally larger than jaguars, but smaller than lions, with males typically being larger than females. In terms of behavior, Jag Lions may display a mix of traits from both parent species. They can exhibit the solitary nature of jaguars, known for their stealth and solitary hunting habits, while also displaying social behaviors seen in lions, such as living in pride and cooperative hunting strategies. The feeding habits of Jag Lions align with carnivorous tendencies inherited from both parent species, requiring a diet rich in meat. They are known to have powerful jaws and sharp teeth, suited for tearing flesh, reflecting their carnivorous heritage. Number 16. The Holin. The Holin is an intriguing hybrid resulting from the crossbreeding of a false killer whale and a bottlenose dolphin. This hybridization was first successfully achieved in captivity at Sea Life Park in Hawaii in 1985. The mating was unexpected, but resulted in the birth of a healthy Holin named Kekemalu. Holins typically exhibit a blend of characteristics from both parent species. They often inherit the streamlined body and dorsal fin shape of bottlenose dolphins, combined with the darker coloration and elongated teeth resembling those of false killer whales. Their size can vary, but they generally fall between the ranges of false killer whales and bottlenose dolphins in terms of length and weight. The feeding habits of Holins mirror those of both parent species, primarily consuming fish and squid. They are adept hunters and social creatures, displaying behaviors characteristic of both dolphins and whales, which makes them a subject of interest for studying interspecies communication and behavior. Number 15. Wolf dog. Wolf dogs, also known as wolf hybrids, are the offspring of a wolf and a domestic dog, a unique crossbreed shaped by deliberate human intervention over centuries. The first crossbreeding of a dog and a wolf was recorded in Great Britain in 1766. A Spitz was mated with a male wolf. The resulting litter looked like wolves, but had a softer temper. As a rule, such special-purpose dogs are bred by biological scientists as assistants to special services, military hunters, rescuers. Wolf dogs often inherit the muscular build, thick fur, and pointed ears of wolves, combined with the size, color variations, and domesticated traits of dogs. This mix makes each wolf dog unique in appearance, blending wild and domesticated traits in varying degrees. The feeding habits of wolf dogs resemble those of wolves, requiring a diet rich in meat and protein. They may have higher nutritional needs compared to purebred dogs, reflecting their carnivorous ancestry. Wolf dogs are known for their intelligence, loyalty, and strong pack instincts, inherited from both wolves and dogs. They can form deep bonds with their human families, but also exhibit the independent and instinctual behaviors characteristic of wild wolves. This duality makes them challenging yet rewarding companions, requiring understanding and dedicated training. Interestingly, wolf dogs vary widely in their behavior and temperament depending on the percentage of wolf and dog genetics they inherit. Their hybrid nature also poses legal and ethical considerations regarding ownership, as they may be subject to specific regulations and restrictions in different regions. Number 14. The Savannah Cat. The Savannah cat is a hybrid resulting from the crossbreeding of a domestic cat with a serval, a wild African cat species. This hybridization is entirely human-made and began in the 1980s, driven by efforts to create a domestic cat with exotic looks and wildcat characteristics. The first successful Savannah cat was bred by crossing a male serval with a female domestic cat of suitable temperament and size. Savannah cats typically inherit traits from both parent species. They often display the long legs, large ears, and spotted coat pattern, reminiscent of servals, combined with the size and temperament of domestic cats. Their coats can vary from spotted to marbled patterns, and they come in different colors, similar to those of domestic cats. Savannah cats require a diet similar to that of other domestic cats, consisting primarily of high-quality cat food, supplemented with raw meat or specialized diets. They are active and intelligent, requiring mental stimulation and play to stay happy and healthy. Savannah cats are known for their athletic build and ability to jump great heights, reflecting the agility and hunting prowess inherited from servals. They are also highly social and may form strong bonds with their owners, making them popular as exotic pets. Interestingly, Savannah cats retain some wild instincts, such as their curiosity and hunting skills. They are known for their vocalizations and ability to communicate through a range of sounds, adding to their appeal as unique companions. Number 13. Mules. Mules are the hybrid offspring of a male donkey and a female horse, resulting from meticulous human breeding efforts dating back thousands of years. Mules typically possess the robust build, long ears, and resilience of donkeys, combined with the height, speed, and sleek coat of horses. This blend makes them well suited for a variety of tasks, from agricultural work to riding and packing. Feeding habits of mules mirror those of horses and donkeys, requiring a diet rich in grasses, hay, and grains. They are known for their efficiency in converting food into energy, making them economical to maintain despite their size and strength. Mules are renowned for their intelligence and sure-footedness, traits inherited from both donkeys and horses. They exhibit a keen sense of self-preservation and are often prized for their ability to navigate rough terrain with ease. Interestingly, mules are almost always sterile, meaning they cannot reproduce naturally. This unique trait adds to their appeal as dependable work animals. Number 12. Jeep. The first Jeep was born in France in 1880. It occurred naturally when a wild chamois goat mated with a domestic sheep. This unexpected union sparked scientific interest in interspecies breeding and genetic diversity among livestock. However, most Jeeps seen today are the result of deliberate crossbreeding efforts by farmers and researchers to explore genetic compatibility and hybrid vigor. Jeeps typically exhibit a blend of traits from both parent species. They may inherit the woolly coat and docile temperament of sheep, combined with the more agile and curious nature of goats. Their appearance can vary widely depending on the specific breeds involved in the crossbreeding. Jeeps have dietary preferences similar to those of both sheep and goats, consuming grasses, hay, and sometimes grains. They are well adapted to grazing environments and can thrive in a variety of climates and terrains, reflecting the hardiness inherited from both parent species. Jeeps are usually smaller in size compared to their parent species, with weights and heights varying based on specific breeding combinations. They can exhibit interesting behavioral traits, such as the flocking instinct of sheep combined with the climbing abilities of goats, making them versatile and adaptable animals. Jeeps are usually sterile, meaning they cannot reproduce. Number 11. Koywolf. Also known as the Eastern Coyote, the Koywolf is a natural hybrid resulting from the interbreeding of coyotes and eastern wolves. This hybridization began to occur naturally in the northeastern United States and southeastern Canada, blending genetic material from these two canid species. The process likely started in the early 20th century as coyotes expanded their range into regions historically inhabited by wolves. Koywolf often inherit the larger size and more robust build of eastern wolves, combined with the adaptability, sleekness, and coloration patterns of coyotes. This blend makes them well suited for a variety of habitats, from forests and suburban areas to urban environments. Coy wolves are versatile hunters and scavengers, able to exploit a wide range of food sources depending on availability and environmental conditions. They exhibit the social structure and hunting strategies of wolves, while also displaying the adaptability, intelligence, and ability to thrive in human-altered landscapes typical of coyotes. Interestingly, coy wolves represent a successful example of natural hybridization in response to changing ecosystems and human impacts on wildlife habitats. Their presence underscores the ongoing evolution and adaptation of species in response to environmental pressures, making them a subject of interest for researchers studying wildlife genetics, ecology, and conservation in North America. Number 10. Leopan. The leopan, also known as a leopard-lion hybrid or leopan, is a hybrid animal resulting from the crossbreeding of a male leopard and a female lion. This hybridization is human-made and typically occurs in captivity under controlled breeding programs aimed at studying genetic compatibility. Leopans exhibit a combination of traits from both parent species. They often inherit the powerful build, mane, and social behaviors of lions, along with the sleek body, rosette patterns, and solitary hunting instincts of leopards. This unique blend makes them visually striking and distinct from either parent species. The feeding habits of leopans align with their carnivorous ancestry, requiring a diet rich in meat. They are adept hunters and possess the strength and agility inherited from both lions and leopards, enabling them to tackle a variety of prey in the wild. Leopans typically fall between the ranges of lions and leopards. They may weigh anywhere from 100 to 200 kilograms and stand around 4 feet tall at the shoulder. Leopans are sterile hybrids, and this limits their occurrence to captive environments and research facilities, where they serve as subjects for studying interspecies genetics and behavior. Number 9. Zonky. The zonky, also known as a zebroid, is a hybrid resulting from the crossbreeding of a male zebra and a female domesticated donkey. This crossbreed is entirely a human-made creation, as zebras and donkeys do not naturally interbreed in the wild due to differences in behavior and mating seasons. The first recorded zonkey was born in the 19th century, and since then, they have been occasionally bred for curiosity and novelty. Zonkies often display the striped patterns characteristic of zebras on parts of their bodies, such as their legs or torso, combined with the body shape and size of a donkey. They vary widely in appearance depending on the specific breeds of zebra and donkey involved in the crossbreeding. Zonkies can inherit behavioral traits from both zebras and donkeys. They may exhibit the stubbornness and independence typical of donkeys, as well as some of the skittishness and wariness seen in zebras. However, their behavior can vary widely depending on individual personalities and upbringings. Feeding habits of zonkies are similar to those of domestic donkeys, requiring a diet of grasses, hay, and sometimes grains. They have similar height and weight ranges to domestic donkeys, typically standing between 40 to 52 inches at the shoulder and weighing about 550 pounds. Number 8. Yakalo. Well, you can guess who the parents are from the name Yakalo. It means a yak and a buffalo. This hybrid is not a natural occurrence, but is a product of human intervention, typically through controlled breeding experiments. The primary motivation for creating the Yakalo was to combine the hardiness and cold tolerance of the yak with the size and strength of the buffalo, potentially for agricultural benefits, such as meat production and draft work. Yakalos exhibit a blend of traits from both parent species. They generally possess the robust build and hump of a buffalo, along with the long, shaggy hair and curved horns of a yak. This combination allows them to be well suited to cold environments, much like their yak parent, while also inheriting the strength and larger frame of the buffalo. Yakalos can weigh between 1,000 to 1,500 pounds and stand about 6 feet tall at the shoulder. Yakalos graze on grasses, shrubs, and other vegetation, and their digestive systems are well adapted to high-fiber, low-nutrient diets, typically found in their native high-altitude or prairie habitats. One interesting aspect of Yakalos is their hybrid vigor, also known as heterosis, which can result in improved growth rates and health compared to their parent species. However, like many hybrids, they often face reproductive challenges, with many Yakalos being sterile, particularly males. Number 7. The Naruga. The Naruga, a rare hybrid between a narwhal and a beluga whale, is a product of natural occurrences and is primarily found in the Arctic regions, where the ranges of narwhals and belugas overlap. Narugas may possess the narwhal's elongated body and the beluga's distinctive white coloration. Some Narugas have been observed with partial tusks or irregular tooth formations, hinting at the narwhal's iconic spiraled tusk, which is actually an elongated tooth. Typically, Narugas can reach lengths between 4 and 5 meters and weigh approximately 1,500 kilograms, depending on the genetic influence of each parent. They primarily consume fish, squid, and crustaceans, utilizing their keen sense of echolocation to hunt in the dark, icy waters of the Arctic. Their diet and feeding habits enable them to thrive in the nutrient-rich polar seas. Narugas combine the narwhal's deep-diving capabilities with the beluga's social behavior and vocal communication skills. Belugas are known as the canaries of the sea for their extensive vocalizations, and Narugas inherit this vocal aptitude, contributing to their complex social interactions. Number 6. Growler bear. The growler bear, also known as a pizzly or nanolak, is a hybrid resulting from the mating of a polar bear and a grizzly bear. This hybrid is a rare occurrence in the wild but has been observed more frequently in recent years due to climate change causing overlapping habitats and breeding seasons for these two bear species. The hybridization of polar bears and grizzly bears is a natural phenomenon, although human activities such as climate change have increased the frequency of encounters and mating opportunities between the two species. Typically, these hybrids occur when a male grizzly bear mates with a female polar bear, as polar bears are more likely to seek food sources inland due to shrinking sea ice. Growler bears often have the lighter coloration and facial structure of a polar bear, combined with the more robust build and darker fur of a grizzly bear. They can weigh up to 1,600 pounds and stand up to 10 feet tall when fully grown. Feeding habits of growler bears vary, but they generally consume a diet similar to that of their parent species, including fish, seals, berries, vegetation, and occasionally larger mammals. Alright guys, it's time for our subscribers' pick. In this captivating photo you're looking at, a giraffe and a donkey engage in an utterly unexpected interaction. While it might look like a bizarre attempt at crossbreeding, the reality is far more interesting. Giraffes and donkeys, despite their playful interaction, are too genetically different to produce offspring. Instead, what we're seeing is an amusing display of animal curiosity, or perhaps a quirky dominance play within a shared enclosure. But who knows what our scientists and researchers are up to these days? They might be crossbreeding a giraffe and a donkey somewhere at the moment. And if this is true, and it turns out to be successful, we need to find a name for it. Gonky, Giraffe, or Gurdon? Well, you can drop your own names and opinions in the comments section. Number 5. Liger. The liger is a hybrid big cat, resulting from the crossbreeding of a male lion and a female tiger. The first known ligers were bred in the early 19th century, with deliberate breeding practices taking place in various zoos and wildlife parks to create an animal combining traits from both lions and tigers. Ligers are the largest of all big cats, often growing larger than either parent species. They can weigh up to 900 pounds or more and can reach up to 12 feet in length when standing on their hind legs. Male ligers are generally larger than females. They possess a blend of physical characteristics from both parents, the tawny lion-like fur with faint tiger stripes, and the robust muscular build typical of big cats. Male ligers may also have a sparse mane, although it is not as full as that of a lion. Ligers are obligate carnivores, requiring a diet rich in meat. They can consume up to 25 pounds of meat in a single meal, typically including beef, chicken, or other meats provided by their caretakers. Ligers inherit a mix of behaviors and characteristics from both lions and tigers. Like lions, they may exhibit social behaviors and enjoy being in groups, unlike tigers, which are more solitary. From tigers, they inherit a love for water and can often be seen swimming, a trait less common in lions. One interesting fact about ligers is their accelerated growth rate, a phenomenon known as hybrid vigor or heterosis, which causes them to grow larger and faster than their parent species. This rapid growth can sometimes lead to health issues, such as joint problems and organ strain. Number 4. American killer bee. The American killer bee, also known as the Africanized honeybee, is a human-engineered hybrid. In the 1950s, Brazilian scientists crossbred European honeybees with African honeybees to enhance honey production and adaptability to tropical climates. However, some of these hybrids escaped, spreading throughout South and Central America, and eventually reaching the southern United States. American killer bees are nearly indistinguishable from regular honeybees. They are about 0.5 inches long and have the characteristic striped, fuzzy body with alternating bands of black and yellow. Their appearance alone does not reveal their aggressive nature. They primarily feed on nectar and pollen, which they convert into honey to sustain the colony. They also play a crucial role in pollination, contributing to the ecosystem and agriculture. They are more aggressive and likely to defend their hive in larger numbers than European honeybees. When threatened, they can chase a perceived intruder for over a quarter of a mile. This heightened defensiveness is a trait inherited from the African honeybee. Their colonies also reproduce more frequently and can thrive in diverse environments. An interesting fact about American killer bees is their remarkable adaptability and survival skills. They can establish hives in a variety of locations, from hollow trees to man-made structures. Despite their aggressive behavior, they have a shorter lifespan than European honeybees and produce less honey. Number 3. Zore. The Zore, also known as the Zore, is a hybrid bovine resulting from the crossbreeding of a domestic cow and a wild yak. This hybrid has been bred for centuries in the mountainous regions of Tibet, Nepal, and Mongolia. The purpose of creating the Zore was to combine the hardiness and strength of the yak with the productivity of the domestic cow, particularly for improved milk and meat production as well as draft power. Zores are larger and more robust than domestic cattle, typically weighing up to 1,200 pounds and standing up to 5 feet tall at the shoulder. They inherit the long, shaggy hair of the yak, which provides insulation against cold climates, and a sturdy frame with strong legs suitable for navigating rugged terrain. Their coat color can vary, often reflecting the coloration of both parent species. Zores are herbivores, consuming a diet of grasses, herbs, and shrubs. They graze in high-altitude pastures, where vegetation is sparse, demonstrating a remarkable ability to forage and digest tough plant materials. From yaks, they gain resilience to harsh environmental conditions, high-altitude tolerance, and physical strength, and from domestic cows, they acquire a higher milk yield and a more docile temperament, making them easier to manage. Number 2. Zores. The practice of crossbreeding zebras and horses to produce a Zore dates back several centuries, often for novelty or specific breeding objectives such as producing animals with unique coat patterns or for use as working animals in certain regions. Physically, the Zore combines traits from both parent species. It typically has the body shape, size, and domesticated nature of a horse, with distinctive striped markings similar to those of a zebra across its body and sometimes on its legs. These stripes can vary widely in intensity and pattern, often reflecting the genetics of the zebra parent. In terms of size, Zorses generally fall within the range of their horse parents' height and weight, depending on the specific breeds involved in the crossbreeding. They are herbivores like both zebras and horses, feeding primarily on grasses and other vegetation. Zorses inherit behavioral traits from both zebras and horses. They may exhibit some of the zebra's wild instincts, such as alertness and wariness, alongside the more docile and trainable nature of horses. However, their temperament can vary widely, depending on individual characteristics and their upbringing. An interesting fact about Zorses is their fertility, which varies depending on the zebra species involved. Some hybrids, particularly those with certain species of zebras like the Grant's zebra, are fertile and can reproduce with either horses or other Zorses, producing offspring known as zonkis or zonis. Number 1. Pumapard. The Pumapard is a hybrid resulting from the crossbreeding of a male puma and a female leopard. This hybrid is not a natural occurrence, but rather a product of controlled breeding in captivity. They may have the sleek body and spotted coat pattern of a leopard, combined with the muscular build and facial features of a puma. Their coloration can vary widely, with some individuals showing more leopard-like spots and others having a more puma-like appearance. Pumapards generally fall between the sizes of pumas and leopards. Pumas are typically larger and more robust than leopards, so pumapards may vary in size and weight depending on which parent species they inherit more traits from. One interesting fact about pumapards is their rarity and the challenges associated with their breeding. Hybridization between pumas and leopards is complex due to differences in chromosome numbers and genetic compatibility. Pumapards are sterile hybrids, meaning they cannot reproduce themselves, similar to other interspecies hybrids among big cats. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.